strange Elastic Heart. I've never played a wolf, I guess that's what you would call me. I mean, I growl like 20 times in this dance.
I have tried to establish close relationships with everybody on set because I believe that it's important for the creative process.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
Daniel Askell is my co-director. Daniel and I met probably about 13 years ago.
Usually I direct a project and I'm directing something and you're kind of explaining to everyone what you want to do. On this, it's really been this thing of Sia and Maddie and myself and Ryan and Sebastian, the DOP. It's really been a collaboration a little bit unlike anything I've really worked on before. So to bring a new collaborator into that in the form of Shia, I think is really what's going to be exciting about Elastic Heart.
I brought back the whole same team from Chandelier because we all worked beautifully together that day. We all worked hard, and I know I had like emails from people afterwards saying that it was one of the best experiences of their working life.
I feel like she's really taken upon herself to define herself as a different artist in a way. It's not about the fame or even the money, but it's more about having the opportunity to create really interesting, great work and live with that.
I think Sia and I have a great working dynamic together, just because of the kind of difference in our energy levels and dynamics that I think creates the really interesting coming together.
Elastic Heart is part of a trilogy. Because we had such an amazing time making that video, we decided we wanted to do a trilogy.
The Chandelier video was really successful because no one really does any videos like that. Mainly it's just usually the singers featured in it.
It's so hard. Dancing is so hard. I was watching Dance Mums and I saw Maddie and I thought she was incredible. I cried when I watched something that she did. And I thought if I can cry watching a kid do that kind of choreography that's highly commercial, then she must have something special. Ryan had worked with Shia before on a Sigur Rós video, and he had heard that I was a big fan, so he said, I think I can put you in touch with him.
We sat in a coffee shop and she basically walked me through what her trilogy idea is, and I was walking her through sort of what my auxiliary art stuff was and who my influences were.
Really, I think what's awesome about choosing people who have a gift is that I can trust them to move within the scope of their feeling framework. So without having to, we're creating a narrative, a loose narrative, and but really allowing him to also dictate the kind of emotional arc that he's experiencing in his real life.
Sia probably picked me because I think she identifies with some aspect of my personality in that we both push boundaries a bit, and I think we're in this middle ground between pop and something else. I also believe in the healing power of art. So her work is very cathartic. You listen to the album, it's just like reading a diary. And all of my work, especially for the last 5 years, has just been my soul bared on film.
For Elastic Heart, Shia and Sia came up with a concept.
We thought it would be interesting if he's working with Maddie as if she is one of his self-states, maybe an inner child, or maybe like one of his demons, or that we switch between her representing some of his self-states.
So yeah, for this, it was just getting Maddie and Shia to relate in a way where essentially I see them as the same person, and that the cage is kind of the skull. You beat yourself up, you're loving to yourself.
I think without doubt one of the most interesting parts about Elastic Heart is the introduction of Shia LaBeouf into the mix.
It was like, I'm one of his greatest fans. He's my favorite actor.
And it's really fun to bring this new dynamic. Obviously they're all kind of about Maddie, but the idea of bringing someone incredible like Shia into what's become a very unique collaboration.
Working with Shia is amazing. He's an incredible dancer, actually. He takes direction very well, of course. He's uber physical. There's a lot of different emotional levels that he can access in like a heartbeat.
It should be play. I'm lucky because I can afford to play around, and sometimes that works.
I'm a big David Lynch fan, and I love it when he talks about just trying to tap into whatever that place is where ideas and creativity kind of comes from, that lies beneath this kind of more clearly conscious moment. That's, I think, where the good stuff comes from. And so I guess I just try and do as much as possible to always be tapping into that quieter place.
I feel like Garcia, she's really comfortable in that zone of creativity and collaborating. It feels like she's very vibrant.
The people I find myself tuned into at the end of the day are people who are also kind of tuned into that space.
It's always like important to manifest within yourself your art form, rather than like, oh, maybe it should, maybe that, just do it. Like, just like kind of like come into what you are and let it be produced from there.
It is visceral for me. It just has to elicit some form of excitement. I have to be moved. I'm so rarely moved, and it's unquantifiable.
I feel like, you know, being here to make art is some sort of redemptive thing for myself and for me. I mean, it's completely selfish. I'm here all for selfish reasons. I don't care if nobody ever sees the video. You know, it's a completely cathartic thing being here. And I'm also extremely honored to be working with such cool people.